Then David spoke to the men who stood by him, saying, "What shall be done for the man who kills this Philistine and takes away the reproach from Israel? For who is this uncircumcised Philistine, that he should defy the armies of the living God?" And the people answered him in this manner, saying, "So shall it be done for the man who kills him." Now Eliab, his oldest brother, heard when he had spoke to the men, and Eliab's anger was aroused against David, and he said, "Why did you come down here? And with whom have you left those few sheep in the wilderness? I know your pride and the insolence of your heart, for you have come down to see this battle." And David said, "What have I done now? Is there not a cause?" 1 Samuel 17:26-29. The greatest threat to the Christian faith is not the LGBT agenda, which normalizes and promotes all manners of sin that God condemns, nor is it Islam that seeks by definition to dominate and submit the believers of the Bible under the heel of Allah, or even false teachers that preach a different gospel and teach opinions and emotions as objective truth rather than the inspired living word of God. These ideologies, though enemies of the cross, are not our greatest enemy of our faith. The greatest threat to our faith is our refusal to show faith, a distinction, a contrast, as a better way, as the only way. It's the indifferent Christian that sees the agenda of hell at work at a rapid pace and refuses to respond. He's the one that pivots from accountability to speak truth and shies away from making a righteous judgment, all the while blaming others for his lack of conviction. The enemy stands aggressively and openly resists the word of God and enlists the unbelieving and ignorant to defy God as well. But the believer is neither. We know God, and we're uniquely equipped to cast down strongholds and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God. So why do we freeze? On the opposite side stands God's great army, adorned for battle and ready, but frozen. When the enemy raised up and defies the one true living God, what will we say? Will it be excuses like Eliab, responses of powerlessness and pride, shamed by his own calculated cowardice, having even been unveiled by his own baby brother? Is there not a cause? David said. David's courageous and aggressive stance was not influenced by his experience with the giant, but it was overwhelmed by his experiences with God. The lion, the bear were slain and soon would be a 10-foot giant, all victims of a shepherd boy who dared to believe and stand with God. In a moment of time, David made a decision that would set the trajectory of his destiny, all by a young shepherd boy. Not a skilled soldier, but one who was more concerned with God's power rather than his own weakness or even Goliath's strength. Isn't it time that you and I, soldiers of the Most High God, awake and be the destiny shifters this generation desperately needs in these last days? Is there not a cause?